Let's talk about the Tangerine Moneyback Mastercard and its world version. Both are some of the most popular credit cards in Canada. I would say especially the regular Moneyback version, probably one of the most popular entry-level credit cards in Canada. And for good reason, because it's a cashback credit card, which means it's easy to use and it's free. So it should be no surprise that I personally own this card as well. Well, it's the world version, which honestly isn't that different from the regular money back version, just more insurance coverage. Wait, hold on a minute, I just got an email from Tangerine. It's been nearly 2 years since you last logged in. Once 2 years has passed since your last login, your accounts are considered dormant, which at that point, they'll be charging me $20 a year. I didn't know that they'll be charging me $20 a year because I thought that Tangerine was a free account, but it makes sense. Now, you might be asking, dude, why haven't you used this card in the past 2 years? The answer is, even though this card was one of the best backup credit cards when it first came out, I mean, it kind of dominated the cashback credit card market in the first couple years. However, recently, in the past year or two, new credit cards in Canada eventually came out and unfortunately made the Tangerine Mastercards obsolete, and unfortunately, Tangerine really didn't adapt to the change. So what we're going to do in this video is that we're going to do a review of these two cards and see what happened. Because the reality is the Tangerine Mastercards really never changed. The credit card industry in Canada changed. Before we start, let's clear up the difference between the regular Moneyback Mastercard and its world version. The world version is a slightly more premium card. Both are free cards, but the world version offers 2 more insurance coverages than the regular Moneyback version. So the world version offers mobile insurance as well as car rental insurance, which the regular Moneyback version doesn't. So in terms of how you get the world version, I can't really give you an exact number. So Credit Card Genius estimates $50,000 in salary with a decent credit score, but I would actually argue that if you have a killer credit score with only $40,000 in salary, you should be able to get approved for the world version. And if 2 versions of a credit card is free and you can qualify for the more premium version, always go with a higher tier credit card that gives you better insurance package that gives you higher credit limits. Okay, now that that's done, let's go into the Signup Bonus. You get 10% cash back in the first 2 months up to $100 in cashback. That's on top of the cashback you're already getting for using your card. Okay, next, let's go into the rewards. You get 2% cashback on 2 categories. But if you sign up with a Tangerine savings account, you get 3 categories instead of 2. So if this is your main credit card, you want to set 3 categories that you spend the most money on. For example, groceries, gas, and maybe recurring bills. But if this is your backup credit card, you want to set 3 categories in which your main credit card doesn't have high rewards in. And there's quite a few unique categories in which you can choose from, like home improvement. I guess that would be like Home Depot or Canadian Tire, because those will be considered home improvement. Furniture, so IKEA. Wait a minute. So if you eat hot dogs at IKEA, do you get 2% cash back with this credit card? You know, I never thought about that. I'm gonna have to test that out. Hotels and motels, yeah, you know what? This card actually has some unique categories in which other credit cards in Canada might not have high rewards in. And 2% cash back in 2025 is actually not terrible, although 0.5% cashback for everything else is, it's a little bit disappointing. So I'm reading the legal statements and it doesn't seem like there's a limit on how much cashback you can get for the 2% categories, because a lot of credit cards in Canada puts a limit on their higher rewards categories. But it doesn't seem like this one does, so that's nice. Unfortunately, you can't pair this card with Chexi because Chexi doesn't take Mastercards anymore. So yeah, if you want to pay rent using Chexi, this card ain't it. Next, let's go into the insurance. For the money back version, they offer purchase protection and extended warranty, which is pretty standard for a free credit card. The world version mentioned earlier on this video offers 2 additional coverages: mobile insurance and car rental theft and damages, which is nice, but this is a more premium credit card. So it's somewhat expected, but the reality is both of these insurance coverages for these 2 credit cards aren't bad at all for a free credit card. Finally, the perks. Now, they do mention balance transfer from another credit card and pay 1.95% for the first 6 months, which is nice because if you have another credit card in debt that you're paying over 20% interest in, transferring that balance over to the Tangerine Mastercard will save you some money on interest. best. But guys, here's the thing, like if you're spending money on your credit card to the point where you can't pay off your credit card bills, maybe you shouldn't get a credit card. Credit cards are for you to get extra rewards, not for you to get into more debt and pay interest rates. So first of all, it is a nice perk, although there's other credit cards out there that offers less interest rates for balance transfers. And let's be honest, if you're just getting credit cards to transfer your balance around from other credit cards, maybe try to spend less money on credit cards. Oh, you know what's even better? Don't use credit cards. Yeah, I know, low interest rates on balance transfers is a perk, but it's not a perk that we should be eager to use. Okay, let's grade these cards. Starting off with the rewards. 2% cashback on 3 categories used to be pretty decent. I mean, it still kind of is. 0.5% cashback on everything else isn't great, so if you average it out, it's 6 out of 10. Next, the insurance, which is good for a free card, so 7 out of 10. Finally, the perks. I mean, low interest rate on balance transfers is cool, but it's not something you should be excited to be using. So a 6 out of 10, which puts the average score of this card at a 6.33 out of 10, so a C tier card. So I did mention that this card used to be decent, but it didn't evolve with time. Why? Because recently Rogers updated and released these 2 cards. The Rogers Red Mastercard and the Rogers Red World Elite Mastercard not only offers up to 3% cashback on all purchases, but the Rogers Red World Elite Mastercard has a pretty sick insurance package for a free card. Much better than the Tangerine World Mastercard. I mean, the cards are technically free if you're a Rogers Shaw or Fido customer. So the introduction and the update of the Rogers Mastercards basically makes the Tangerine Mastercards obsolete. So yeah, that's it for today. So if you learned something from this video, consider a like and sub. And if you're new to the channel, I make financial tips for Canadians in my long-form content and financial comedy in my shorts. With that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.